There is something I need to discuss with you before we meet my parents tomorrow for the wedding. My dad is a very rigid and inflexible man, and he has a hard time accepting anything that does not conform to his standards of propriety. I have a feeling that he might make some very unpleasant and disrespectful remarks to you tomorrow, Maverick. But please don't let that bother you too much. I'm confident that everything will work out in the end. Just be aware that he will interrogate you about money and work and all of those things. So maybe you should prepare some answers for him in advance, just to be on the safe side.
I can empathize with this situation. He is handing over his precious daughter to a stranger that he's never seen face to face before, and that must be very stressful for him. And I'm sure he wants to make sure that you are with someone who is trustworthy and reliable. So he has to verify that I have a stable and lucrative job that can provide for us and take good care of you in any circumstance.
Well, don't expect it to be a smooth and easy meeting, okay? Just brace yourself for him to give you a hard time. He is a very obstinate and stubborn man, and that makes me anxious a little. But deep down, once he gets to know you better, he is as cuddly and soft as a teddy bear.
You don't have to sugarcoat it. He has a gorgeous daughter, and so he has to be stubborn to fend off all the men who are attracted to you. And besides, Lucinda, your dad is a successful business owner, right? So he's always had to maintain a strict and tough demeanor while ensuring his company thrives.
Well, I believe that you are the ideal man for me, and that you can impress my dad. That's why I decided to introduce you to him. But if my dad can just see how deeply you love me and how fiercely you want to protect me, that would be enough, I think. Everything else should fall into place after that.
I'll do my best.
Also, even though we are meeting them tomorrow, he wants to have a chat with you before that.
Huh? Before we all gather together? So he wants to meet me today then?
Yes, I think he just wants to get acquainted with you now so that you guys can have a more productive conversation when we all meet. That's why I want to give him your contact information right now. Is that okay with you?
You can, but...
If he says anything weird or inappropriate to you, you can just disregard it, okay? Alright, I'll tell him right away.
Alright then, thank you.
I'm Lucinda's father, Roman. I'm eager to meet you, and I'm excited to see you both as well. You are aware that I run my own business, right?
Yes, I certainly am.
Of course you are. That must mean you are after my fortune, right?
I'm not in this for your money at all. I have plenty of money of my own. So there are no issues there. And the reason that I'm with your daughter is because I intend to love her for eternity. I can comprehend that you would be concerned about me, but if you would be so kind as to trust me, then everything would be fine.
What is your profession? You don't look like a doctor or a lawyer.
That's correct, I'm not. But the work I do is very rewarding to me. So you have nothing to fret about.
Are you not going to reveal to me what exactly you do for a living? Does that mean that the work you do is abhorrent?
Not at all, sir. I just feel more comfortable telling you about my line of work when we meet face to face. I would be able to elaborate in more detail on everything related to the work I do. And so I request that you please wait to hear from me tomorrow.
Well, I won't hold my breath for you, and I will not permit my daughter to marry anyone who is below middle class. I have a company of my own under my control, so I can find someone more suitable to marry her for me.
I want to make it clear, Lucinda has already made up her mind to marry me. And so the reason we are seeing you and your wife tomorrow is to demonstrate my love and devotion for her. So I would appreciate it immensely if you could muster some faith in your daughter's choice.
It must require a tremendous amount of audacity for a young man like yourself to speak to me in that manner. Make sure you're fully prepared for tomorrow.
Well, then I'll be getting myself ready for tomorrow.
I forbid you to ever see my daughter again. You are banned from ever approaching her again in your entire life, Maverick. You're not worthy of her love or her presence. You're a disgrace to our family.
Do you have any idea what you have just done to me? What you just perpetrated was a criminal act. You assaulted me with a weapon and you left a mark on my face.
A criminal act, huh? And on what grounds do you say that? What evidence do you have to support your claim?
I came over there to meet you and your wife today, before your daughter and I tied the knot, and you decided to hit me in the face with your ashtray? How could that not be a criminal act? I can't understand why you did such a thing to me when I came to you with respect and goodwill.
I didn't just do it for no reason. You work for the city's public transportation. And that's why I made a deliberate choice to whack you on the head with that ashtray. That was my way of safeguarding my family from crooks like you. You thought you could fool me with your lies and your charm, but I saw right through you.
I'm sure you know what it means to safeguard your family and all, but you've gone too far. You have made a huge mistake.
I was just ensuring that my daughter was well shielded from a swindler. I'm trying to protect her from a con artist like you.
Shielded her? What did I do that was endangering her? What did I do that was wrong? I love her with all my heart, and she loves me too. We are happy together, and we want to spend the rest of our lives together.
A low-class public transportation worker was trying to snatch my daughter from me. I never once agreed that I would let my daughter join someone that low in our society. I have a company to run and preserve, but having someone of your caliber in the family would ruin it. I will never let you near her again, so things are over here. Now scram! Get out of my sight. Don't ever show your face to me again.
You realize that I can't just scram now, right?
What did you say? No matter how much you try to resist me, it will be futile. I will never allow my daughter to become low class like you. Do you understand? And of course, I will do whatever it takes to stop you.
Well, if you plan to use that as your sole justification, then you will be tearing apart our engagement. You will rue that, Roman. And I'm sure that you will regret that decision for the rest of your life.
Rue it? You are the one who will be ruining everything here. I will make sure that you are filled with ruse. If you just thought about all of this, you would understand why, right? You are a simple transportation worker, and you will never be able to get your hands on Lucinda. You are not good enough for her. If me hitting you in the head with that ashtray has awakened you to that, then go away. Leave us alone. Got it?
Then this engagement to your daughter is terminated. I will not waste my time with you anymore.
Go away, you low-life trash. You are nothing but a piece of garbage. To me, you are nothing but a joke.
And would you please inform Lucinda that we are done as well for me? I am not some public transportation worker, but if that's what you want to persist in thinking, then be my guest. You can keep living in your delusions, but you can't change the reality.
Huh? What are you insinuating here?
I can tell that explaining myself any further will be pointless. So I am done with what I have said. The next time we talk, we'll be in a courtroom. You will face the consequences of your actions. Just wait.
Courtroom? What are you talking about? Are you threatening me? What are you planning to do?
What you just did to me today was battery. You attacked me with a deadly weapon. You caused me bodily harm. So of course, I will sue you for battering me. I'm sure that I will make you pay for what you did. So brace yourself, Roman. You are in big trouble.
You think you can sue me with what meager money you have? I own a company, Maverick. I have a plethora of lawyers at my beck and call, so there is nothing you can do to me. Taking me to court will only squander what meager money you have left. But let's ponder for a second. Do you even have the money to hire a lawyer of your own?
I'm not sure what your motive is for demeaning me this much, but I'm not some public transportation worker. I just gave you a simple description of my work, and you came to that erroneous conclusion yourself. I work for the Transportation Bureau for this city. I have a lot more money and influence than you think.
Huh? The Transportation Bureau? What does that mean? What do you do there?
I'm sure me saying that is a bit too obscure for you, but the work I do is a lot more important than you have come to think. I have to work with plenty of politicians as well regarding my work, I have connections and contacts that you can't even imagine.
Huh? Politicians? What are you talking about? What kind of work do you do with them?
Without having to go too far into detail regarding the precise details, hearing that I work with the government has you pretty thrilled now, right? But I suppose that happened after all you did to me today. You hitting me in the face with that ashtray will become quite the trouble for you here soon. You have no idea who you have messed with.
Wait a minute, Maverick. What kind of prank is this? How could the Transportation Bureau be collaborating with politicians? That doesn't make any sense. Stop messing with me, Maverick.
Well, if you want to persist in believing that I'm pulling your leg, that's your choice. I have a lot of things that I have to deal with now, so I have to leave. If you're still curious about which of us two will still be feeling remorse today, I'll help you discover the answer. I'll show you the truth and who I really am.
Maverick, where the hell are you now? Pick up the phone right now.
Did something happen with you? You sound very anxious and worried.
Maverick, this doesn't have anything to do with you, does it? Please tell me you're not behind this.
What are you referring to? I have no idea what you're talking about.
There has been some pressure coming from somewhere, and it is causing my company to collapse. And because of that, my company wants to replace its CEO. If things continue like this, then I'm going to be kicked out of the company. What the hell is going on here, Maverick? Are you implying that this is all because of me hitting you earlier? Is this your revenge?
Well, I wonder about that one, Roman. Maybe you should think hard about what you did to me.
How dare you? Tell me right now, you little punk. I'm asking you a very serious question right now. Don't play games with me.
Even if you're taking things seriously now, you're way too late. You did, in fact, hit me in the face with an ashtray, right? That was a very stupid move on your part. I ended up calling some people I know about that, and they transferred me to people that could really help. Do you now comprehend the gravity of what you've done to me? Do you realize how much trouble you're in?
Even if I do comprehend now, I'm in deep trouble. Did you tell my daughter about this as well? Right now, she's livid with me for hitting you in the head with that plastic ashtray. She won't even talk to me or look at me.
Are you wondering why she might be angry with you? You don't have to have any more uncertainties about it. She's appalled by what you ended up doing and has no confidence left in you. She's disgusted by your behavior and your violence.
She told me that if I can't fix things, she never wants to see me again. Why? She's never behaved this way before to me. She's always been my little princess, my pride and joy.
She's told me that she's not only furious but wants to abandon you forever. And she has a right to. You hit her fiancé in the face with a literal ashtray. How could you do that to someone you claim to love? I had to go to the hospital to get help after that. So, if you're going to start begging me to make things better for you, you're already too late, as I've turned in a report of you assaulting me. You're going to pay for what you did.
Huh? A report on me? That's nothing but a joke. I told you, I've had enough of your jokes, Maverick. Stop that nonsense now. I would never let you report me for anything. If that actually happened, then I would really lose everything to do with my company. And that wouldn't only just affect me in the end, but my wife and my daughter as well. You can't do this to me, Maverick. You can't ruin my life like this.
Come on now. Even though you want to keep rejecting the truth, it's already in motion due to your actions earlier. So really, no matter what you try and say to me now, your time has come. You've crossed the line, Roman. And there's no going back.
My time has come? There's no chance I'm apologizing to you right now, so you can put all your games to an end now. I don't owe you anything, Maverick. You're just a spoiled brat who can't take a little hit.
Do you really think I care for your apologies now after you wasted so much time whining to me? You not only hurt me physically with a literal piece of filthy plastic, but when I got to the hospital and told the police how I got my injuries, they helped me write up that report. You're going to face the consequences of your actions, Roman. You're going to face the law.
But wait a minute. All I did was lose my temper a little bit too quickly. And that's a good enough reason to involve the police? That's ridiculous, Maverick. You're overreacting. It was just a minor incident, nothing serious.
With how sharp and hard that ashtray was, if you'd hit me in the right place, you could have had seriously injured me. Do you understand that? You put all your force into that blow, and it messed me up bad. Thank God I have a thick skull on me. But you still left a nasty bruise on my face and a scar on my soul.
Please, if you give this up, I'm going to lose my family as well. At least stop yourself from keeping the police involved. Have some mercy on me, Maverick. Have some compassion.
Both your wife and daughter are already fed up with you now, so there's no avoiding them leaving you. They've seen your true colors, Roman, and they don't like what they see. They've had enough of your lies, your anger, your violence.
Huh?
Your family already realizes that they can't stay near you, and so there's little you can do to stop them. So even if I don't keep the police involved, things will not change. Understand that maybe it is time you take this all upon yourself and be accountable for your actions. Is there anything else you'd like to say to me now? Or are you finally speechless?
I get it. I understand your point. I let you marry my daughter. I will let you marry my daughter and take her away from me. But if you leave things as they are, I'll be screwed. I'll lose everything I have. If you can't take my word and marry my daughter now, then what else am I supposed to do for you? How else can I prove my sincerity to you?
Lucinda and I are already married, Roman. We don't need your permission or your blessing.
Huh? What did you just say?
But you are not going to be a part of the family. You are not welcome in our lives.
Well, if you're already married to my daughter, then why are you doing all of this? Why do you keep coming at me? Why do you keep tormenting me?
I'm not coming at you whatsoever, Roman. Lucinda herself is already well into her adult life. And so, if she says she's wanting to marry me, then it is decided. It's her choice, not yours. But of course, if you'd just been a bit strict with me and said no, I might have tried a bit harder to gain your trust. I might have respected your authority. However, instead you chose to be violent and hit me in the head. And so now your family can no longer trust you nor feel safe around you. This is all because your inability to act as a respectable man yourself. And so now I have to defend myself and my wife from you. I have to protect her from your rage.
Don't you feel like you're taking this too far, though? Don't you think you're being too harsh on me?
I want to make sure that you understand what you've done and regret it. And I will not stop until that day has come for you. You're already too late to stop me now. So just give up on trying anything. So now how do you feel about talking to the police? How do you feel about facing the consequences of your actions?
The police? So then you were serious about that? You weren't bluffing? What is your goal? And I mean your real goal. Do you want my money or something? Is that what this is all about? How much of it? I'll get it for you. So just tell me however much you want. Name your price.
That's it right there, Roman. That's the problem.
Huh? What are you talking about?
I do not need your money. And I've said that already before, right? And I'm not in any way financially struggling, so don't act as though I want anything of yours. Yet all you keep thinking about is money. That's why this has happened. You thought that I wanted to marry your daughter for your money. But that was just not the case. I love her for who she is, not for what she has. And even if it was, that's no excuse to hit me with an ashtray. Shouldn't this all be something you knew before you had a family? Shouldn't you have learned to respect other people's feelings and choices?
I understand that now. I see where I went wrong.
You don't understand. And that's why this is still going on. You just asked me how much of your money I wanted, because you still think that's what it's all about. You still don't get it. You should learn from all of this. That not everyone on this planet is worried about money like you. That money can't buy you love or happiness. Well, it doesn't matter if you learn or not. Now, I've already got the police involved, and I have the injuries to prove you assaulted me. You're going to pay for what you did. Not with money, but with justice.
I'll pay for you to get treated. Please, I'm Jenny's father, Maverick. I'm your father-in-law. Don't do this to me.
I know that, and that's why you decided to hit me, right? Because you thought you had some authority over me. Because you thought you could go and do whatever you wanted to me. Well, you were wrong. Now, I'll be going. I have nothing more to say to you.
Wait a second. Forgive me right now. Please, I'm begging you. I'm sorry for what I did.
And as a final note, you have your answer. You're the one that's going to be regretting all of this. You're going to lose your family and your dignity. Goodbye, Roman. Have fun in jail. And after that, the police came and arrested Roman, which shocked everyone because he was so furious. They took him to the police station and interrogated him to find out everything they could about the report that I filed. And fortunately enough, he admitted that it was all true and made things much easier for me. He was also removed from his position as CEO of the company, as they learned from me what was happening. And after being ousted from the position, he was given no severance and was fired for violating company policy. And that was because he was a criminal. He also lost all his family and is pretty much ruined now, as he tries to grasp why this has all happened so fast. His wife left their house almost instantly after seeing the police take him away, and she hired a lawyer to work on the divorce. And Lucinda stayed to tell him that she wanted nothing to do with him anymore. But then, after her final words, she left the house too. During that time, I was working with my lawyer to make sure that I did get some compensation from him for what he had done to me. But, as I said before, I was not really in the need of his money. And so after going through court and winning the case, he gave me $15,000 to pay for both my hospital bills and for the emotional distress. I used that money afterward to pay for Lucinda's and my wedding, and considered that money as a gift from her dad to help support our marriage. Of course, I did spend some of that money on medical expenses, as I had to undergo a lot of tests to make sure that my brain was okay, as well as having to get stitches for the wound on my head. There was also a small crack in my skull that I had to monitor, and that alone shows how hard he had hit me with that ashtray. Also, since Lucinda was already married to me before she left her dad, she didn't have to worry about where to go next after leaving the house. And so she moved in with me and never had to worry about her dad again, ever since he lost everything. Not much is known about where he went, but I'm sure wherever that may be, he's trying his best to get back on top. But of course, that will be impossible.